Starting the back nine on a sour note here with a drop shot. Bogey at the 10th. Getting set now over the putt. Pretty good effort right there. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Well, Frank, he'll drop at least one shot here. That was not his best effort.
No, poor is the easiest way to put that. He knows it. Even par, currently.
Just a shade over par, +1. This for him would be one drop shot. In for bogey. Moving on now to the 11th and another par 3. Frank, this one just under 200 yards.
Does play a little bit uphill, and really it's like a V-shaped green. Those two front bunkers really pitch the front of that green in. Hole actually gets a little easier the further the flag goes up the green. It's a little wider, and the chances of having an uphill putt increase.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Early part of this second nine, and a good approach shot. And now, pretty good chance for birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Now, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
A good 20-footer here.
When you consider the length of that putt, it was a good putt. It's no snack, though.
Little bit of a misread there.
Yeah, it was makeable, that's for sure.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
This putt for par. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace. It's hard to be critical of that.
Clean this up with a tap. So, 2 over par for the round. That is a double bogey. Now at the downhill par 4 12th and looking at only 391 yards. Headed for the bunker? Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Will settle. Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
His second shot.
And this one just a little right.
Don't know that that approach will make the highlight reel, but he still has a chance if he makes this putt.
Yeah, 21's when you come of age, don't they say? 21 feet away.
They appear to have the right number here at the 12th. It's a green light situation. Let's see if they can get after this whole location. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Settles in over the putt.
That was a good run at it, Rich.
These putts keep the round together. Just hammered that par putt, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he was thinking or what was going through his mind right there, but he better wake up in a hurry, because if this one doesn't go in, and that score is going to rack up very quickly.
So, with that, 3 over par now for the round. Nudge this one home, finish it up. And has it, and now at 2 over par. And a stout par 4 here at East Lake, the 13th. It's 476 yards. One thing you'll find talking to players up and down the range, especially late in the season, is that they are laser focused on making the top 30 in the Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola. That brings so many benefits. You qualify for next year, all the major championships, all the invitationals. There is just so much that comes with making the Tour Championship and the top 30 on the points list. So at this short par 4 13th, they'd love to walk away with a birdie here. Let's see what they do on this approach shot. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Chance to get it close here. That is professional with a capital P right there.
That's stealing.
Long putt here. This will require a good touch. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. So a drop shot. At the 14th now, 442-yard par 4 goes downhill a bit.
Yeah, you have to hit the ball down the left side of the fairway, Rich, because everything slopes to the rough on the right. Ball hangs up on the left side. There is a lone tree in the rough there that often comes into play. Green slopes away from the players to the left, and those two bunkers, the reason why they're pinched in, well, when you're in the rough, you'll find out why they're there.
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark. game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much. That was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
See if they can deliver another solid strike here. Second shot at the 14th.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Just 5 feet left. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. He can't believe it. Thought it was in. One over for the day. Ouch, that hurts. Double bogey. We mentioned just 2 par 5s here at East Lake, and here is that second par 5. It's the 15th and only 525 yards.
Yeah, this is a doozy, really, especially where it comes in the round. It forces you to attack the hole. There's plenty of trouble off the tee, bunkers right and that solitary one on the left. But the second shot, if you can just keep it slightly left of the flag, you'll notice the natural contours will send that ball to the right.
Frank, when you look at great rivalries in sports, you realize that athletes need each other. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to achieve greatness, to achieve legendary status. And in golf, Tom Watson needed Jack Nicklaus to push him to another level.
And also to define an era. Without one, we couldn't think of the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s. You need those players to define that era. So you need competition. Competition is not without rivalry.
Now the second shot to the par 5. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Frank, safe to say he is not having his best day out here today. What kind of advice do you give a player who's struggling?
Well, you just almost got to forget what's happened. I know that's easier said than done. Just start a clean slate. Just hit a good shot. Just find a fairway. Don't try and get too specific. There's enough out there. The greens are big enough. Just find a piece of green. Find a piece of fairway. Maybe knock a couple of putts in. And then let it add up in your direction.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Well, that's how you do it. Hit it close, take the pressure off that putt. That one should be no problem. The green is up above, and this will play at least a club longer. Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now.
And setting up here in the rough. Frank, through the years, we have seen countless what we would call good ball strikers, great swingers of the golf club, but there is something else that separates those kinds of players with the truly great achievers in the sport. What is it?
Great achievers have more than one plan. I think most players, it's always good if they're playing their golf. But what do you do if your driving is off or if your iron play is off? Do you have a plan B? Great players not only have a plan B, they have a plan C as well. And that's the difference. So when you set foot on the first tee, you've also got to be aware of, what if my driver doesn't go as well as I would like to, or my iron play isn't as sharp? Can I still compete?
So they can turn 74 into a 71.
That's right. And at the end of a 4-day tournament, the 71 doesn't look so bad, even if somebody shot 65 that day. Remember, as you know, and both of us know now, when you look at 4 days, someone always plays average for a day, but they don't play bad.
Golf tournaments aren't 100-yard sprints, they're marathons. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Struggling a bit with the flat stick, and a drop shot here at the 15th hole. Shouldn't be a problem here. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
So a tester from 4 feet. So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the 14th hole seems to have really taken him out of his game and shaken his confidence. Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there. Moving on to number 16 now, 481-yard par 4. Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
Good contact, good result. That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Frank, what's so compelling about rivalries in sports is that athletes need each other if they're going to go to great heights. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to solidify his legend. Jack Nicklaus probably needed Arnold Palmer to go to a place that he had not been. And I think that's true across the board as we look at rivalries in sports.
I think it defines careers, Rich. It's not until those players retire that they realised how important it was to have that foe. You know, so often we're living in the present like we are now with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. And it's not for years to come that we'll realise the sport wouldn't have been the same with one without the other.
Looking for a pure strike here on the approach shot at 16.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Frank, what's the play here on the 16th?
Downhill second shot, perhaps take one club less, and also just let the ball release on this green. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Frankie has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know the FedEx Cup, Rich. I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going.
Frank, as we know in golf, it isn't just about the clean strike. He certainly hit that well. Hit it too well. It's about club selection.
Yeah, well, Rich, I was just going to say, that's the wrong club. I mean, that didn't sniff even just landing on the green. So there's a couple of other clubs in the bag he could have used. Anything other than... Oh, what a bonus.
Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the hole location from here. Frank, why are great rivalries so important? Why do we love them?
I think because people like to sit on one side of the fence. You're either for or against a great player. And I think we see that today with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. There's the McIlroy fans that think his future is so bright. There's the Woods fans that still want him to pass Jack Nicklaus's record. That's the beauty. You've got to have an opinion, and you have to have a player.
These putts keep the round together. Getting set now over the putt. Well, once you hit double to par, it's time to just pick up and move on. Now the 17th hole here at East Lake, 455 yards, made famous a few years back by Bill Haas, who splashed one out of the water left of the green on his way to winning the FedEx Cup Championship. Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Frank, for players looking to improve their putting, what are some of the training methods they can use?
I think speed is always a good one when you get on the putting green and you just practice trying to putt inside that 3-foot circle, because in the end all sports are the same. You're trying to focus in on the destination where that ball has to be delivered, whether it's tennis inside the court or basketball inside the rim. Putting's no different. As you get further and further away from the hole, then you just make an acceptable size circle that you're trying to putt within. So pace, very important.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Frank, now one of the most important shots of the round, the second here at the 17th at East Lake.
It's amazing what a second shot in the middle of the green will do, especially in this sort of a situation, Rich. You can putt to all the corners of this green.
Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone. Well, that's the best that was going to be on the fringe.
Not too bad. Frank, chip shot here from just on the fringe. You like to hit this the way you would a putt?
Yeah, I normally take a club that's going to land just on the flat surface of the green, then run from there. Often people take too much loft.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
You'd like that one again. Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par. Well, you almost lose count at this point. Safe to say, not under par. In fact, well over par. Nudge this one home, finish it up. That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Now to the final hole here at East Lake Golf Club, and Frank, there aren't too many golf courses that finish with a par 3.
And that's why it's always under a debate whether you should finish on a par 3, especially one of this length. Twos are very, very hard to find on this green. And the reason why there's so many slopes and hollows here, the two bunkers, remember the great up and down from Jim Furyk from the right bunker, that's more than possible. But this is it. This is what it comes down to. Somehow make a 3.
Headed for the bunker? Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3. Well, just a little too much, Rich.
I don't know if it was wind at his back. He didn't calculate it, but he's going to be left with a difficult chip shot here. Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. This for him would be one drop shot.
Had every chance of going in.
This from about 10 feet. Well, double par here. Time to pick up and move on. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Even par currently.
Good effort, good par putt. What a thrilling afternoon of golf here at East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. For all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo saying so long until next time. This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Located in Atlanta, Georgia, the East Lake Golf Club is the home course to the legendary golfer Bobby Jones. It's the oldest golf course in the city of Atlanta. This is Rich Lerner along with Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, and we'll be calling all the action out on the course today. Taking dead aim now at the 10th. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Starting the back nine on a sour note here with a drop shot. Bogey at the 10th. Hoping to drop only one shot. This for bogey. So with that, 1 over par. Now at the only hole on the golf course that starts with a 1 at the beginning of the yardage. This par 3 11th, just under 200 yards, 197.
It does play a little bit uphill, so you might as well say it's 200 yards plus. Narrow entry into this green. The looks can be deceiving. This hole looks like a pushover, but stray a little left, stray a little right, and then you're sort of pitching across the green with a lot of tilt in it.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Slipping just a bit. Another bogey. And now 2 over par. 12th hole doesn't look very long on the card, just 391 yards of par 4, but it requires some accuracy off the tee, and there is that bunker on the right, and then the bunker short of the green, so a player will have to